Everyone faces dark times, no matter how rich or strong or enlightened they are. Some people do better than others. They rise to the challenge and ride the ups and downs to a successful outcome. How can you build your strength to hold and use power? I like to think of empowerment as the art of connecting the dots. We have the idea of attunement as one dot, and now the idea of adaptability as our next dot. A vital aspect to empowerment is adaptability. Life wasn't designed to be predictable. Perhaps you've noticed that in your own life. No 2 days are the same, nor should they be, because if they were the same, it would be very boring. So even though you may have a particular job, a particular routine, a particular route that you take on a daily basis, each day it has something unique to share with you, to present to you. And it's important to be open to that. So on a day-to-day basis, life is very creative and there are surprises. On a chapter-to-chapter base, there is also variety. And what I mean by chapters is this. When you go into a relationship, that's a new chapter with a new person. If you go to school, that's a new chapter. If you take on a new job, that's another idea of a new chapter. If you retire, that's a new way of life, yet another chapter. And if you can go into each chapter realizing that the tools and the expectations that you had before don't necessarily apply, then you are empowered to take advantage of the unexpected. So what does the unexpected look like? Well, sometimes things are combined that you wouldn't expect to see in the same frame. And that's an aspect of the unexpected and the delight of seeing things in a new way or interpreting things in a new way. It's important not to be fixated. It's got to be this way, or I can only understand it from this perspective. Instead, try to open up to new ways of seeing. Let me tell you about the pearl. You know, pearl is a very beautiful gem, but it originated out of irritation. Think about it. Within the oyster is some grit, and the grit is irritating. So the oyster begins to secrete layers around it in order to prevent it from being so abrasive. And that piece of grit turns into a beautiful pearl. Our life can be like that, and each individual event that comes along, whether it's beautiful or not, can be a gem. I like to think of life as a string of pearls, and also my other favorite idea is the idea of connecting the dots, like you saw on the first side of this door. To go with this idea, I'm going to present to you a couple of examples of how to see common things a little bit differently. In other words, we're looking for a variety in our points of view to demonstrate adaptability. Being empowered involves the ability to see things from different perspectives, having unique points of view. It changes reality considerably. And so I'd like to do a couple of demonstrations for you. The first one has to do with the point of view that shadows have value. What I'm doing here is working with the image of a boot. And I am actually just filling in the shadow areas of the boot. And what it is that I would like you to realize from this is that shadows create contrast. There are a lot of shadowy events in our lives, which some of them can feel negative or uncomfortable. However, if we look upon them as ways of perhaps seeing the positive or a way of adding shape and balance to our life, then we are empowered no matter what we are experiencing in the moment. So, here's the value of having shadows as part of your perspective. In exploring different perspectives, we have taken a look at the value of the shadow. Something else that's of great value is actually empty space. When it comes to people who do drawings and paintings, we actually call it the negative space. It is the area around the object. We're so used to focusing on the object itself, but you know, it's the space around the object which has all of the potential available to make things what they are. So what you see me doing here is I am drawing. It looks like I'm actually drawing the object, and yeah, you're right, I am up to a point. I am outlining the space that is actually outlining the object itself. So I am focusing on space. And just to make them all the more important, I'm going to go ahead and color them in. Looking for the space around anything that you are experiencing is very valuable, because then you don't get fixated on the object or the issue itself. Instead, you are open to the possibilities. So we call these the negative shapes in the world of painting and drawing composition. But in life, this is the potential, the yet realized area in which we have all kinds of opportunities to make things happen and to change things. So here you have the example of looking at the space rather than identifying with the object. In conclusion, I'd like to share with you a piece of wisdom that Einstein gave us, and that is, he said that the mindset which creates a problem is not the frame of mind which contains the solution. So you can see it's valuable to have more than one mindset or frame of mind.